Hey everybody, Nick here, and today a quick little tip for you on maintaining your quartz watches. A lot of quartz watches these days have solar charging and things like that, that's a whole different affair. But these four watches, whoa there, all have batteries in them. Batteries need to be changed every so often, every 2 to 4 years, something like that. Little tiny battery in there, not necessarily this one, but nonetheless, there's a battery, you need to swap it out. And most people, when their quartz watch dies, their first instinct is to just take it down to a local kiosk at the mall or a small jewelry shop or something along those lines. And very often those folks can do a battery change for you in like 10 minutes for something like $10. And that's a-okay. And especially for a watch that you don't require to perform at the limits of anything. You don't need it to be super waterproof. You don't need it to be, and it's not super expensive, then sure, why not? Go that route. No problem. The thing is, though, if you've got a watch that's either on the higher end for quartz, like these Omegas, or where you really want the waterproofness to be a thing, like on this guy, there's an Omega Seamaster Pro 300 meter water resist, you really need to go a step beyond that. And the reason is that not only on your higher end, you want to make sure that they're putting in a good battery. If you just go to a mall kiosk, they might put in something cheapy, and if they use something really bad, it could explode inside there and injure your watch. That's just fear-mongering to an extent, but it does happen, so make sure you're not completely cheaping out. But more importantly, if you've got something like water resistance, that's not an inherent state of the watch. I mean, this watch is better built for water resistance in a variety of ways, but it depends on things like little tiny seals that live up under the case back here that help to keep water out, and seals under the crown and whatnot. And if you just take it for the $10 repair, they're not going to touch those. And in fact, if you take it to somebody who's unskilled, they might, put a little kink in the seal here, and you might compromise the water resistance outright. But nonetheless, one big advantage to actually going to a watchmaker and to paying a little bit more is that you can get those parts swapped out. And that's what I just did with this little guy. I took it to a watchmaker that I found through my local jewelry store, so, it still worked through them. But anyways, and instead of paying the $10, I paid about $75. But as a result, what happened is they not only put in a new battery of good quality, but they also put in a brand new seal for the back and also under the crown there. They also did a pressure test on it. This is a big thing. A watch saying 300 meters doesn't necessarily mean a whole lot. I can write 300 meters on the front of any watch. That's no problem. But actually testing it out, not just in terms of positive pressure, but in terms of negative pressure, really lets you know that this watch is going to perform just fine if you go diving or swimming or otherwise. Let's be real here. I'm probably going to wear this in the shower. That's about the limit of it. But still, I feel like if I'm going to have an expensive watch with dive capabilities, I might as well do it that way. And so I paid a little bit more. But now I know that the battery in there is good. I know that the seals in there are okay. And I know that it's going to perform as it's rated. And especially picking this guy up on the used market, where I don't know what care the last owner took. For me, at least, that's a beautiful thing. So there's nothing wrong with getting an inexpensive battery change at your local jewelry store or something along those lines, or from a skilled person at a kiosk. But if you really care about the watch, or if you need that water performance, it's probably worth it to every so often pay a little bit more, get the new seals, get the test, and just make sure that your watch is going to be good to go for the next 4 or 5 years until you need another battery. Anyways, hope this was interesting to you, and have yourselves an absolutely wonderful and well-sealed rest of your day.